afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bowls 360. This is our Premier League preview, and with me, as always, on a Friday, Lee the Lord Such. How are you going, Such?
Very well, Simon. Very well.
You've got a dog between your legs there, saying hello. What's news?
Not a lot. No, state singles, big weekend coming up. Bowls. Scotty Walker won overnight over in the UK.
Good game, too.
I was watching it. Survived the tiebreaker, even though he had one that
another one in the ditch.
Yeah. But he played very, very well. And David Goulet, a very, very well respected player over a long time, and one of the legends of the game. And that's a pretty good scout for Scotty.
Yeah, you don't get an NBA if you're
exactly right. So, been a very good player.
Yeah, awesome. So he plays next Thursday now, 6 p.m. WA time. So we should all tune in and watch that. If you're playing Thursday Penance, you better just tune into the club, I suppose, and watch him play bowls.
Yeah,
so that'll be exciting. Plays another qualifier too. So,
does he? Okay.
Yeah. So he's got a real good chance. All right, let's have a look at the First Division games this weekend. First up, we have Coburn playing Sorrento. It is 10th versus 7th. No changes to Coburn. Unknown at Sorrento. They've only played each other once in the Premier League, with Sorrento winning that game earlier this year, 7-1 by 8 shots.
Yeah, well, I think the writing's already on the wall really for Coburn. I think they're just playing to try and make it a bit uncomfortable for some other sides.
Yep.
Really want to try and get some momentum going at home. Just the one win for the year, and it was at home. Sorrento, good win at home for them last week. They'll go in confident with this, and if they can win this game, they might start putting a little bit of pressure on Aussie Park, to sort of just survive that sort of middle bit there. And they can sort of break away from double view too. So I've actually gone Sorrento win this one. It was a bit of a flip of the coin. Coburn would obviously give themselves a real good chance of winning this, but no, I have actually got Sorrento.
Yeah, Sorrento, put a bit of pressure on Aussie Park to just get out of that 7th spot and save themselves some really relegation. It's a big game for them, really. Probably one of the few games they've got left, which is quite winnable for them. I've gone Coburn at home. We did flag at the start of the year how kind the service was at Coburn. I've played down there, and it's very nice to play on, so good teams will find it very quickly. They've lost that home ground advantage that Coburn had, but I think this might be a game they can win. So
yeah,
I'm
100%.
going for Coburn. Oops, that one. Game 2 is Manning versus Cambridge. First versus 4th, a cracking game coming up here. Head to head, 11 wins to Manning, 14 to Cambridge with 2 draws, and at Manning it is 6-5 to them. No changes at Manning for Cambridge. Manning comes in, which is probably a good in for them, and Augustin goes out. I've highlighted Clive in red there, just crunching some numbers during the week, and I noticed he's going to play his 400th game as a Premier League skipper this weekend, so well done to Clive on that. It's the most that I've got in my records, so a very good effort there for Clive, a sign of longevity. And last time around, Cambridge won 6-2 by quite a lot of shots, but 6 points to 2.
Yeah, Manning with an unchanged lineup. Scotty obviously still over in the UK, and Jonesy's involved with his softball commitment, so they're going with an unchanged lineup. Look, I was pretty much never going to go really against Manning at home. Cambridge, I think they've struck 4 or 5 wins and a draw or something like that in the last half a dozen games or so. So they're in form at the moment. Again, I'll say it's going to be on the Blake Mann ring, depending on how this goes. But I just can't go against Manning at home. Yeah,
I'm a bit the same. Cambridge would have gone Cambridge at Manning. I'll go Manning. They're still a very good side, despite the 2 big losses that they've got. With Walker and Jones out. But yeah, I'll be going for Manning in probably what should be a really good game. Our third game is Leeming playing Aussie Park. They've only played each other once earlier this year. Osborne Park winning that by big shots, but 6 rings to 2. Leeming did get 2 rings on that occasion. It is 9th versus 6th for Leeming. In comes Ford, who comes back and takes the skipper's job. Lippel, who's a very good leader. Out goes Williams and Maggie Newton. No teams known for Aussie Park.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same now with Leeming, isn't it? I think it's just trying to make life uncomfortable for other teams.
Yep.
Aussie Park had to win last week, really, to get their season back on track. And really, they actually really need to win this game as well. Like I said, they lose again and results don't go their way, and especially if Sorrento wins. So this is no gimme. I've got Aussie Park, obviously not knowing their size doesn't help, but I've still got them. They should have a little bit too much strength for Leeming, but Leeming to home, depending on what the wins like, they'll give themselves a chance. But no, I've gone the Saints.
Yeah, Aussie Park already a little bit out of touch with the top four if they lose this, because the top four sides, four of them are playing each other, so they'll lose even more ground in the top four. So huge game for them. It's a difficult venue, Leeming. It's very unique in our league down there. It's a full size green, very windy. For that reason, I've gone Leeming. I think this would be one of the games they would have looked at the start of the year and thought we could probably win this. So I'm going to go Leeming without a lot of confidence. Aussie Park are obviously the better side on paper, but I'm just going to go with the home ground there at Leeming. Our fourth game is Doubleview Mount Lawley, 8th versus 3rd. Head to head is 2-5 to Mount Lawley at the venue though. W, both games they've won against Mount Lawley have been at Doubleview, and they are at W again this year. Ins for W, Paul Kelly comes back at the expense of Lead, and for Mount Lawley, Morris and Harriet come in for Loftus and Jones. Two big outs there for Mount Lawley. Last time around, Mount Lawley doing the job, but only by the one shot, 6.5 to 1.5 points.
Absolute massive game this. Doubleview. Doubleview lose this, and Sereno, Aussie Park both get up, and they've both got winnable games. Then they are only playing really just to try and survive. And if somehow Coburn and Leeming, who are both home, cause an upset, then they're only a couple of points from the beef. So this game's absolutely whopping. Mount Lawley, they really need to win as well. If they lose this one, they might lose touch with the four. Couple of big outs as well. Still got plenty of depth though, Mount Lawley, but I've actually got the upset. I don't know if it really classes as an upset. Like you said, the two wins were at Doubleview, but I've gone Doubleview to really try and find something here and dig deep and to try and pull out a win here, because I think they lose this, then they're playing for sheer survival. It's
a huge game for them. They've made lots of changes. Williams back skippering, Rowan Moore drops back to be a 3, but they've also made a lot of ring changes, so they're really trying to find the right formula in the side for this game. I've gone Mount Lawley. I can see why you're going Doubleview though. I think they've got it. They're fighters, Doubleview. We've known that for a long time, so they'll be fighting hard, and they'll be tough to beat. But I've just gone Mount Lawley. I still think they're a better side on paper, and I'm just going to get them just over the line.
Yeah, this was the last game I actually picked. I actually thought about this one for a good half an hour, thinking about it, and it'll be a cracker of a game. I think there'll be plenty of noise with these two sides. Probably not a lot of love lost, but I just think Doubleview in some desperation. I'll went with them.
Fair enough. And our final game is the Bassendean South Perth game, 5th versus 2nd. Head-to-head, it's at 9 to Bassendean, 13 South Perth, 1 draw at Bassendean. It is 6-5, Bassendean holding the slight advantage there. No changes at Bassendean, David Rhodes still out. And for South Perth, Tom Antonio comes back. Otto Dawson drops out, probably their best side that they can get. South Perth, they're at full strength. Last time round, it was Bassendean winning on the Sunday game by 7 shots at South Perth.
What a cracker to finish off with, 2nd versus 5th. Probably only about a half dozen points in between the two of them as well. Both sides went down last week, so the loser of this game's lost 2 in a row, and it could be a little bit interesting depending on how other games go as well. Basso, obviously great win away from home when they knocked off South Perth in the earlier rounds. They'll go in strong, and like you say, this is one of those games that you've got to win if you want to be seen as contenders. Tommy Antonio coming back in for South Perth Shoes. I really rate Tommy Antonio. I think he's one of the most underrated bowlers in the state.
Agreed.
And like I said, they're full strength. They'll want to win this as well. This is a whopping game, and it's tossed a coin. I've got the Lions at home. Obviously they're going that confidence from the first round, but it'll be a cracking game. Could go either way.
Yeah, I've gone Bassendean as well. It's South Perth can probably afford to lose. I don't think Bassendean can. Their percentage, as was pointed out to me by Clyde during the week, our percentage is quite low. When we win small. So we need to keep winning games to get through. South Perth can probably lose one, but they finish with more away games than home games. So they had 6 home games in the first half, only 3 home in the second. So they need to get some away wins. This will be one that they'll look at and they'll win. They go right at Bassendean. So I'm going to go with us just. Like I say, I think it'll be a good game though. It'll be one with a lot of energy and fervour for the players. So it'll be a good game. Let's have a look at our tips from last week. You got 5 out of 5, as you were quite happy to point out to me at North Perth on Sunday, which means we are 38 all going into round 12. And we have a few different again. Aussie Park, Leeming are different, Doubleview and Mount Lawley as well different this week. So
Oh, you got Leeming. Oh, very interesting.
well, yeah, we'll see. And I went Sorrento Coburn too, so we've got 3 different this
Yeah,
week.
wow,
So
okay.
one of us will be in front at the end of this round. All right, so before we break off for the First Division Premier League stuff, let's have a quick look at the state singles that has been played on Sunday, of course, at many venues around the place. A lot of synthetic clubs, Sachi.
Yeah. I'm not real
thoughts on
sure.
that?
I'm assuming it's just whoever's nominated. Really.
Yeah,
I'm not sure of timing of year. I suppose Christmas break and that sort of thing, and obviously it's coming to Australia Day long weekend as well. It's a tough one for me because obviously I do think this is our blue ribbon event and we should have the best services available. I really think this is an event that we could really swap with the triples. I don't really know how that affects things, but if we could have this in April, I would have thought would have been the way to go. But obviously they get plenty of numbers. They get over 300 people going to state
well,
singles.
there's 36 less men than last
Okay.
year.
Interesting.
Yeah, and 12 less women, so 48 less competitors
Yeah,
than
right.
last year. No, I haven't gone in it. You haven't gone in
No,
it for
I
a couple of
haven't
years.
either,
Yeah. My reason really is because of the heat and because it's synthetic. Synthetic and heat don't go well with me, so
No.
that's why I'm not playing. I love playing singles, so I think that's a great idea to move it to.
Yeah, and
swap it
the
around.
the wind's generally not around as well. It's cooler, and I
cooler.
just think the conditions for our best event, I think it's the way to go really.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a great idea. Oh, so what I've done is I've brought up. We'll get rid of that one. I've brought up the semi-finalist groupings. So on the left-hand side, there are all the people that will play, potential to play in semi-final 1, and I've just picked out a few of the names there that I think will probably one of those people that I think will finish in the semi-final. So I've gone Brandon Hedder, Andrew Paslich, Troy Kinane, Brad White, Kyle McElroy, Paul Kelly, Jimmy Buchanan, Mitch Cranes, who of course won it a couple of years ago, Cam Green, and Blake Butler, also a prior winner.
yeah, I'm actually going to sneak out to Manning this game. One of our guys leading up in our top divisions
right,
playing
nice.
playing young Eden Manifest. So a couple of young guys playing each other first off. So I'm going to go out there and have a look at that. Look, that part of the draw, I think obviously probably Blake Butler, a former 2-time champ, probably the standout player.
Yep.
But plenty of great singles there in Jimmy Buchanan and obviously Brad White, Cole McElroy. Andrew Paslich is also a very handy singles player
Yes.
as well. So there's plenty of Cam Green as well. Plenty of guys out there. It's pretty hard for me not to go really against Blake Butler in that sort of part of the draw.
Yeah, a bit the same. I think Troy Kinane's a real underrated singles player as well. So, but Blake Butler for me for semi-final number 1.
Yeah, I think Blake's actually got a pretty tough section. I think he's got Neil Griffin and Pat Daly in that section.
Yeah.
All very, very good bowlers. So he's going to have a bit of work to do just to get out of his
straight
section.
away. Yeah, semi-final 2. I've gone for Charlie Slavich, Russell Bates, Brad Gillingham, Mitch Bigland, Cam Harris, Ryan Moyle, Segan Paslich.
Yeah, young Segan, a player on the rise. Russell Bates, 2-time finalist, I think.
I think so.
Somewhere around there. Also, Chris Margin's a little sneaky for me in that little part of
Yeah.
the draw. He's in with Charlie Slavich there. The final one, Bruce Eagles is also in there as well. So there's plenty of handy bowlers. Ryan Moyle, very, very good player as well. I'd back him to go quite well in this event. In fact, I'd probably actually have him as probably my player to make that through that part of the draw.
Yep, I played against Russell Bates in the state pairs and he was exceptionally good on the draw, so he would be my selection there in semi-finals too. But as you say, loads of good people coming through there. Something like Jim Robertson as well. I quite rate him as a singles player from the country, so that might be one to look out for as well. Semi-finals 3, we start to hit the alignments, so we get a few more people there. I've isolated Wes Nielsen, Dale Marsland, Matt Mitchell, DT, Ben Leggett, Darren Rowland, David Downey, Daniel Trello, of course, going for the Grand Slam. He's currently holding the triples, pairs, and fours title. So if he gets the single, he'll hold all 4 at the same time, which I believe is the first time it'll ever be done. So no pressure on you, DT, to do that. A lot of names there as well that could sneak in, but they're the 7 or so that I've gone for.
Yeah, that's a very, very packed part of the draw there. Dale Marsland and Matthew Mitchell, I believe, are in the same section as well.
Right,
So
they are too,
so they'll have a bit of a time. And like I say, Daniel Trell's really got an opportunity. It's the one that's missing. It's unbelievable that DC,
he's never won one.
he hasn't won a state or a championship singles. It's unbelievable with his trophy cabinet. He'll really, really want this DT. Like you say, an opportunity to create some history as well, to hold all 4 at the same time. Dave Downey obviously is going to be right in the mix again.
Winner, of course.
Yeah, former winner, sure. And Darren Rowland, also a very, very, very good player.
Yeah.
Benny Leggett, last year's champion.
Of
so,
course.
it's a very, very stacked. But yeah, I can never back against DT really. Although he's never won it, I think this will be the time when he really wants to try and do it.
And Matty Mitchell, of course, the Country Week singles winner a couple of times as well. Yeah, I'm going to go DT in that semi-final. I think he'll be driven to win this, just to get another state event under his belt. Some smokies there. I really like Reece Cummings as a singles player. I think he's a name. If he took it seriously, he'd be a very, very good player. Stein Davies is someone that does play singles pretty well, so he might go fairly deep. And Paul Kelly from Doubleview goes, I think that's the Doubleview one there, so he goes alright. So yeah, but DT for me in that group. And finally, semi-finals number 4, the full alignment section there. I've picked out Billy Brandsma, Blake Nairn, Warren Holt, both previous winners. Clive Adams is a previous winner. John Slavich is a previous winner. Paul Davies, Kevin Crowell, Scotty Walker, of course, not playing anymore, so he's a late withdrawal. Glenn Pauling, David Goddard, Steve Novak, and Miles Kemp.
Wow, I tell you, the back half of the draw is there's going to be some work there. I mean, look at some of those names. Dave Goddard, I believe, should be in the state side. I really, really rate him, and he's a great singles player. I think he made the last 4 a few years back.
Yeah.
Glenn Pauling, obviously, been around for a very long time. Like I say, John Slavich, Clive Adams, a couple of legends.
Yeah.
Billy Brandsma, Blake Nairn, Warren Holt as well, former winner. Blake, obviously, with the form that he's in, it's pretty hard to go against him at the moment. But he's going to have some work to do to get out of that part of the draw.
Yeah, you're right. Blake is obviously the obvious selection there. I really do rate Dave Goddard. His last couple of years, when I did my rankings videos, I was surprised at how well he's gone in state events in the past 2 or 3 years. So he really is a smoky in that half of the draw, but it's hard to go past Blake for me. Who do you reckon's going to win?
I actually took Blake Butler. I just thought that part of the draw that he's in is just a little bit kinder than the...
If he gets out of his section.
Than the back half, So, I think, obviously you've got to win, 8-9 games or something to win this event, so you've really got to be on song, and it's actually not a bad weekend for it. I think it's only about 27 degrees or something like that on Sunday. So, look, I have gone Blake Butler, but I wouldn't mind having a little $10 note on DT to make some history.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably lean towards DT. The boring section selection there is DT, but Russell Bates would be my smoky to win it. I think he's bowling in really good form at the moment, good singles player. So that's my. All right, attention goes to the women's draw now. You ready to look at the ladies?
Sure am.
So the sectional play there. The sections 1 to 8 will form the semi-finalist number 1. Looks like we've got Lisa Featherby, Lara Butler, Claire Hughes goes right, Caitlin Tyrrell, Pam Chalmers, Sian Saunders, Claire Buchanan. There's a few names there in the first section.
Pretty tough section there. Section 5, Caitlin Tyrrell and Jenny McLaughlin. They're very handy players. Obviously, Lara and Lisa, if they both get through, will meet quite early. I've got Lara to actually go quite deep in this event. Former winner. Obviously, Lisa Featherby's one of the toughest players you'll play against. Pam Chalmers, a former runner-up in recent years as well.
Yeah.
They're not a bad little bracket there to certainly kick it off.
It's a good first semi-finalist, isn't it? Yeah, I'll probably lean towards Lara Butler as well. She, obviously, State Pairs winner, current form. She's going very well, so I'll select her. Semi-finalist number 2, we've got who we got there? Any names there? Chris Ace Watson, of course. Any others I might have missed? I'm not real up to date with the females, unfortunately. Helen Hill from Manning.
Towards the bottom there.
Sally Wilkes, a state player.
Yeah, and she's playing Pamela Smith as well, who's leading in the one wide side of Cardi. I played against her last week, and she's come from Busselton way, I believe, and had a season or two at Mossman Park as well.
Oh, right.
She played very well. And that bottom section,
Section 16.
Amanda Masters, Deb Saunders, and Linda Warburton. That's going to be a tough section to get through, and they could go quite deep. I'll probably go Linda actually in that one. Very, very tough person to beat there, Linda. But that's a pretty decent bottom half as well.
Yeah, Deb, of course, in the Blake Nairn rink, who's going pretty well in the Premier
100%.
League as well. So. Going for Linda to be the semi-finalist number 2, you think?
Yeah, it was going to be close. Sally Wilkie in there, obviously made a debut this year for the state team, playing very well, and just had a recent win at the North Perth tournament.
Yeah, that's right.
As well. I'll be playing against her tomorrow.
Chris Ace Watson is
Yeah,
probably
Chris Ace
my-
Watson's going to be pretty tough to beat.
Yeah, that'll be my section there. The third semi-final, sections 17 to 24. Any names there that leap out at you? Jenny Parker's very accomplished.
Very certainly is. We can see Ruby Leggett's in there, and also down towards the bottom there we've got Christina. I think she'll be going for history. I think she can win her 7th, I believe it was.
Amazing, isn't it?
But she's got Lisa Smith, who a very handy player as well, and she
Very.
does lead for in the stateside
Yeah.
out there at Perth Bowling Club.
Bridget
So
Michelle there from Newdigate's also in the state team. But it's going to be hard to go past Chrissy, isn't
Oh,
it?
of course, yeah. I don't think. I think you're mad if you back Chrissy to get beat in any tournament. But well, she'll have a word there just to get out of a section. Lisa's very, very handy player and been around for quite a while. So
Yep. And our final semi-finalist will come from sections 25 to 32. Again, any names that leap out at you there? Kathy Gobbard is an old champ.
we've
probably.
certainly got some legends in there. Therese Hastings
Therese
as well.
Hastings.
Yeah, pretty interesting little group that. Actually, there's a few pretty handy players in there, but I actually think, I think Kathy
They're
was
all
right.
pretty even, aren't they?
Yeah, it is a bit even down there.
There's no name that really leaps out at you. I don't think there's any current state players in that section.
No,
so
Tamara
Sean
Arnold.
Smith goes okay.
Tamara Yanchip there, she's in the development squad.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to go Therese.
Therese?
I'm going to go Therese in that part of the draw.
Okay, I might just stick with Sean Smith. I like the ex-Bassendean player, of course, Sean. So, all right, that's it for the lady. Who do you think's going to win
Well, I've actually gone the Butler combo.
the Butler combo?
I've gone the Butler combo. Yes, I've gone the Butler combo to take it out.
Okay, probably not far away. I'll stick with Chrissy to win. I think she'll make history there with this. All right, that's us done for today. Thanks everyone once again for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Send me some messages. Put some comments on the video as well. I like to read all about what people think. And until next time, good bowling. See you on the weekend.
Enjoy everyone. Have a good weekend.
We'll see you all later. Bye for
Bye.
now.